Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Money. Today we're going to talk about how you can save a bundle, maybe even 50% or more on your cell phone plan. But first, if this is your first time to the channel, be sure to subscribe to grow your wealth, increase your success, and put you on the road to financial freedom. Also, be sure to smash that like button for me for the YouTube algorithm. So do you hate your cell phone bill, your cell phone plan because it's stupidly expensive? I know for the longest time I did. Every time I get the bill in the mail, it's like $120, $150, $170, whatever it was. I was just like, this is ridiculous. And but the thing is that it's actually a service that you use quite a bit. So, how are you going to not pay for it or cut that service? One of the ways that you can dramatically reduce your cell phone bill is by moving from one of the big three, which is Verizon, AT&T, and now Sprint or T-Mobile, as they've merged together. I'm not even sure what if they're calling themselves T-Mobile, I think is what they're calling themselves, and Sprint is gone. But in any case, they have merged, and so now there is only three major providers for cell phone service in the United States. So what you can do is, instead of using one of those, you can use one of the various mobile virtual network operators. Okay, and I'm sure that sounds complicated, but it's not really, because the deal is that the big three build and maintain and use their own towers. They build out the networks and they own the towers. But those towers and networks aren't 100% saturated with their own traffic. Anytime you have an asset like that, or any type of other asset like an airplane or a bus or whatever that is just sitting idle and not conveying information or people or whatever, it's not making money and therefore losing money because of upkeep and power and things like that. So what they do is they license this extra capacity, this extra bandwidth to these mobile virtual network operators. Now, you probably know them better as Cricket, Boost Mobile, Ting, Google Fi, etc. They contract with the major carriers to use their towers and their networks to run their service through. And that usually ends up being major savings for you all. And today what I want to focus on is Cricket Wireless, because that is the mobile provider that I have had for the last 2 or 3 years. It's provided great savings and a lot of benefits versus AT&T that I was on. And so what I'm going to do today is we're going to compare all the costs of a 2 and 4 line setup, including taxes and everything, and we'll see what the differences are between Cricket Wireless and the majors. So when I started to look at this, I chose what I think most people would choose, and for the most part, AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile are offering unlimited plans in most of their middle-of-the-road type of offerings, and everything has unlimited talk and text. The difference on the Cricket plans that I chose is they have a 10 gigabyte per line limit on their plans, which you think like, oh, it's not unlimited, but it doesn't really make much of a difference unless you are a very data heavy user, because the average data usage for most people is 2.9 gigabytes per month, and I can verify that from my own usage. I don't try to reduce my usage on the wireless networks at all, and I use between 2 and 3, maybe 4 gigs a month on a really heavy month for me, because I have Wi-Fi at home, I have Wi-Fi at work, there's Wi-Fi everywhere it seems like now. So the major unlimited plans don't really offer the, thing that they used to over the, like a 10 gigabyte plan. So here we go. For 2 lines, AT&T and Verizon are both at $120 for your service, for your lines. For 2 lines, $120. But that is before taxes and fees. The average amount of taxes and fees nationwide is 21.7% on top of your line costs. And now that's going to vary depending on where you are in the country, because everywhere has different taxes and fees. So I'm just going to use the averages. So when you look at AT&T and Verizon, you have to tack on the 21.7% to give you a grand total of $146.04 after taxes and fees for 2 lines, unlimited data, unlimited talk, and text. T-Mobile includes taxes and fees in there, $120 a month for 2 lines, for a total then of $120 a month. Cricket Wireless for 10 gigabytes per line plus unlimited talk and text is just a flat $70 for, like I said, for 2 lines. And I can verify this. I've had this service with 2 lines for 2 or 3 years now, and it has been $70 out the door every month. Right there between your top tier providers, your AT&T and Verizon, you are over a 50% savings on your line costs alone. With T-Mobile, you're $50 under that, so like 40%-ish savings. I'm doing the percentages on the fly, so it may not be exactly right. But if you're coming from an AT&T or Verizon, you're saving $76.04 a month. And if you're already on AT&T, it's exactly the same network. Now, I've also done this for 4 lines as well. I figure that's probably a pretty common scenario if a married couple with two older kids, have 4 lines. And the Verizon is $140 they save for 4 lines plus $30.38 for taxes and fees for $170.38 all together. AT&T was the same price. Cricket was $100 flat for their unlimited bundle, and I believe that's unlimited talk, text, and data, which is just a steal for $25 a line on the AT&T network. And then T-Mobile was $100. That was flat as well. There was no, the tax and fees are included in that, so you're $140. Again, Cricket is the clear winner here at $70.38 cheaper than Verizon and AT&T, and $40 a month cheaper than T-Mobile, and then you still get the nationwide, fairly robust AT&T network. So obviously you guys can see here from a numbers perspective, Cricket Wireless is the clear winner out of all the other major providers, and it's a pretty significant savings, up to 50% on the 2-line example. I mean, that's a lot of money. We're talking about $76 a month. And here's what you can do with that money. The majority of Americans out there don't even have $1,000 in a savings account or something for an emergency fund. So you can use that savings to build an emergency fund or pay off other debts or whatever. If you invest that $76, and I know we're talking about just like $76, but in an S&P 500 fund that returns the 10% that we always talk about on this channel, in 10 years, just the savings alone will be worth $15,988. If you could continue that same savings for 30 years, you're talking about $165,000 just by switching your cell phone provider. On the $15,988 after 10 years, after that, the interest alone would pay the cell phone bill for Cricket for the $70 a month, because you'd be getting, $1,600 a year at 10%. The bill alone is only $840 a year. So probably after 6 or 7 years, you could pay for this bill alone on the savings between going from Verizon or AT&T to Cricket Wireless. So obviously I've discounted the need to purchase a phone in some way. And the reason I did that is because I just wanted to look at the service cost alone outside of the phone, because you may bring your own phone, you might purchase a low-cost phone, you might take the 30 or 36 months at 0% on a brand new iPhone or Android, or you might do whatever you want with the phone, but the service plan will still be the same for any of these, and you just tack on that other fee. So that's kind of immaterial and is really up to you. Now, there may be some things that happen with these on these virtual operators. You could get bumped if the main operator, the Verizon AT&T, has heavy network load at the time. There is a chance that you could get bumped. You could get your data throttled. Things of this nature. I haven't experienced that in the greater Cincinnati area. It may be different in major metropolitans, but then I would also assume that they have much greater capacity. Keep all that in mind. Keep in mind a 50% or more savings on your cell phone bill. I mean, imagine getting a bill at the end of the month, and if you own your phone outright, it's $70 for 2 lines. And that's, that was much better than what I was paying with AT&T or Verizon before. Guys, if you like this video, you found it helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the things that I do in the future to grow your wealth, increase your success, put you on the road to financial freedom. Be sure you smash that like button for me. That really helps out this video in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next one.